All right, guys, I believe we are live. How is everybody doing today? Welcome to That Coil Show. I renamed the show, Nick. Is that okay? Are you okay with me renaming the show? I hope so.
I'm good with it.
You probably didn't even notice, did you?
I did kind of. I was like, oh, That Coil Show. That means Scott's building today.
No.
Oh, I'm going to be on here?
That's one thing about our show, Nick. We call it That Coil Show because we're well, you're a famous coil builder, and I'm like the BlackCat. So I'm kind of like the greatest coil builder in the universe. And so that's why it's the Coil Show, even though we rarely ever talk about coils. We probably should.
Coils are boring.
Coils suck. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Thank you all for joining and coming in. It is a pleasure and a privilege to be here with you today, talking about whatever we talk about. Nick, how in the world are you doing today, sir? You look fantastic.
Thank you. I am having a crazy week, but I can't complain. I try to stay as positive as I can, and it could be worse. Just a busy week. Let's just say that. Just a busy week.
When you say it could be worse, what could be worse about your week? Have you been hurt this week at all? Are you injured?
I could be. Well, I'm a little sick right now.
You're sick.
I don't know if the heat got the best of me or what.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm trying to muscle through this sickness. Usually, if I'm like, dude, I'll get in that sickness's face. You know, I'll be like, listen, this is my body, and I'll do what I want with it. You know.
That's what I do.
Usually after 24 hours, it'll get lost after it sees it's not. It's like an argument. You know, if you show people that, you know, they're getting the best of you, then they're going to keep going. But if you show that they're not getting the best, that's the same thing with a cold. I think I got a little fever, a little throat ache, but I'm not even going to let it. I'm not going to let it take hold of me, Scott.
Don't let. You know what you do? You look at that cold right in the eye. And you know what you say?
I know exactly what to say. I say, listen, cold, you better pack a fucking lunch because it's going to be a tough fucking day. And let me tell you something, dude. Let me tell you something. It's going to be a long day, and I'm bad for your fucking health. And fucking let me tell you something.
I'm bad for your health. Yeah. I come real stealth. Dropping bombs on your moms. Kill. Yeah. I forget what song that is. I just know the lyrics. Listen. All right, I'm going to go through, Nick. We're going to go through. We're going to say hi to everybody that's joined us today. We're a little late. But 5 minutes, you know what? That's just, you know, we got to get our beauty. I had to get my makeup done. Nick had to do his. That's why we're late. We're here with you now. Albin, what's up, Albin? How you doing? Albin, good. What's up, Albin? Good to see you, dude. Glad you're here. Big G Coils. Did you know Big G Coils is going to be a featured builder here on the Vape at 5? Do you know that name?
Oh, really?
Yep.
Huh. Pretty cool.
Hell yeah, I'm excited for him, man. It's gonna be pretty freaking awesome. I see a couple more feature builders that we're gonna have on here. Charles McLaren, he is a baron. Do you know he's a baron? He owns an island. Do you know that, Nick?
Is that what a baron is? A person who owns an island?
He owns the Dominican Republic, the entire. Well, he owns half that island. He doesn't own Haiti.
I mean,
he owns Dominican Republic.
Technically, United States is an island.
That's no. It is surrounded by water.
Yeah.
I guess, but it's kind of connected to 2 other countries.
I was trying to see if I was a baron.
Do you own the whole United States?
All of it.
Do you think Hollywood Nick could make an appearance today? Maybe.
Probably,
I like Hollywood Nick.
Probably. He's busy.
That guy has got so much going on in his life. Like, he couldn't hire enough assistants to take care of everything Hollywood Nick does.
Plus, the glass is broke. It's mainly the glass is broke.
What?
That's the main thing. Yeah. It was a bad week, I'm telling you.
That's terrible.
I'm trying to stay positive, but...
I had a pair of sunglasses that I really, really, really liked, and I lost them like 6 years ago. And I literally lost them 6 years ago, and I found them 2 days ago. And I was like so happy. It was like literally the greatest thing ever. I like moved a desk that hadn't been moved in I don't know how long. And I look, and there's my fucking sunglasses. I was like, holy shit. They were nice, too. I wear them all the time now.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm hoping I find stuff. I'm moving, Scott.
You're moving?
Yeah.
Are you moving to Columbus? You coming to live over here?
I was gonna say that. I was like, well, you told me you had an extra bedroom.
Nick, you can come live with me. I'm being completely serious.
Yeah.
I'll tell everyone I control this house. I'm the boss of this house, Nick. I
See,
run this house.
Now you're lying to me, Scott.
No, all decisions go through me, Nick. Veronica doesn't make any decisions at all. I'm the man. I'm the man of this relationship. You want to come live with me? You come live with me. I'll give you a room. You can stay here.
You know, I've had so many offers, you know, I'm not even going to go there. There's,
well, I don't know. I have a rule that no men that are more handsome than me can live with me, so you can't. I don't need to come home and see you have my wife spread eagle on the couch. That would not work well for you guys, because I have a lot of guns I would use. I'm kidding, not really.
Oh.
Another feature build. Did you know Clint Johnson? I just received his coil. That Clint Johnson will be a featured builder here on the Vape at 5. Did you know that, Nick? I want to show you some of Clint's work. You got a minute? Mind if I show you a couple of his coils?
Heck yeah.
Check these out. So he sent me some that he had colored up. Oh, man, here's a good one. Yeah, let me grab the ones that I want to show you. All right, so let me bring this over here. Bring that down. Let me change my camera angle to this one. Oh, there we go. All right. Whoa, black screen. Hold on, let me get the green screen off. Choose a virtual setting. None. All right, there we go. And let me focus that in just a bit for you, sir. These are, look at that one in the middle. Look at that souk in the middle colored up.
Yeah.
You can't really see it. It's not really in focus yet.
Definitely stainless steel, because it's hard to color. It's hard to color ribbon Suga unless it's stainless steel.
These are all stainless steel. Look at that. Got a pitchfork over there. This is, I want to know what this one is. That's my favorite. This one right here is my favorite one.
It looks as though
it's a stable stagger piece clad with something. It looks like he's got a piece of square wire or something. And maybe that's a parabolic.
It might be Clapton inside too. Who knows?
And look at all these. You got all kinds of aliens and shit here.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So he sent, literally, Clint is the man. He sent me. So there's a staggered in right there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice staggered in.
Good job.
Staggered in pairs, some singles, Pharaoh style wrap. Yeah. So he sent me, literally, Nick. First off, I want to send a shout out to Clint. Thank you so much for all the love, man. Thank you so much for these coils. So I told him he had sent me some coils a while ago, and I was like, dude, all I'm vaping is your coils. I was like, they're fantastic. So he sent me basically like a 2-year supply of his coils. So I told him, I was like, I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to keep them all. I'm going to give a lot of them away too. But I've got this whole thing here is stainless steel coils that he sent me. So I've got all those, basically a bunch of coils in there to vape on. So thank you, Clint, man. Yeah, so I added Clint to the featured builder list. He will be featured on the 9th of September with pardon any interruptions, or without any interruptions. We're looking at the 9th of September. Dave X Gore. What's up, Dave? Dave X Gore. Any relation to Al Gore? Nick, were you an Al Gore fan?
I'm not really a fan of any political figures.
Did you ever see An Inconvenient Truth?
No, I didn't.
Didn't see that.
But did you know that Hitler didn't die? He didn't die. I was watching something. He didn't die like they said he died.
What? That's a heck of a topic switch. We went from Inconvenient Truth to Hitler?
We went to Clint Johnson's coils that Hitler didn't die?
Yeah. I've actually heard that. I've actually heard there is a huge suspicion that he was in Argentina.
Yeah.
For quite a while, that he didn't die. That they never identified the bones. The Russians have the bones, and the bones that they said were Hitler's were actually a female.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They don't know for sure what happened to Hitler's bones.
Well, yeah. There's a thing on Netflix I was watching. It was pretty crazy. It was it told you like how they found out Hitler was dead, and it was basically just the Germans was like, yeah, Hitler died. We burned him. We burned his body. Him and Ava, whatever her name is.
Ava Braun.
Yeah,
and the kids and all the kids.
We just burned them.
You know what happened though? You know what I heard that if Hitler was still alive after World War II, he was still a dick.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he didn't change.
He didn't. He was not a nice. He was still a dickhead. Yeah. EB Vapes, what's up, EB Vapes? How you doing? I wonder if does EB Vapes think that Hitler's still alive? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. EB Vapes, great to see you. Bull, what's up, Bull? How you doing, brother? Great to see you, sir. Glad you are here. My favorite guy, my favorite name in the entire chat, Grady. What's up, Grady? How you doing, man? You ever watch Sanford and Son, Nick?
I know Sanford and Son. I can't say that I've watched it a lot. I did when I was younger, but I can't say that I know a lot about it.
It's one of the funniest fucking shows ever. Red Fox was hilarious. My dad got in a fist fight with Red Fox.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Golden Girls, and I got in a fight with Betty White.
You got in a fight with Betty White? No, my dad really got in a fight with Red Fox. Like a real fist fight when they were younger. They're like the same age. Yeah. Got in a fist fight with him.
I imagine your dad's much bigger than him.
I think he won. I'm pretty sure he won. He won't tell me. He didn't tell me much about it. He just said he didn't like Red Fox. I was like, Red Fox is hilarious. He's like, I fought that guy one time. I'm like, shut up, Dad. You're joking. He's like, nope. Lubbock, Texas. I'm like, shut the fuck up. He's like, nah, son of a bitch. Running his mouth. I'm like, oh my God, Dad. You kind of fight with Red Fox? Yeah. Apparently Red Fox was a little bit of a talker. Talk some shit.
Yeah, I bet.
You got one in the mouth for that. Herb Williams, what's up, Herb? Good to see you, brother. Glad you are here, sir. Jerry Lawrence, what's up, Jerry? How you doing, man? Great to see you, sir. Glad you're here. Josh Main, what's up, Josh Main? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Nick Fenton, what's up, Nick? How you doing, brother? Great to see you, sir. Glad you're here. Sean O'Grady, what's up, Sean? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Todd Black, what's up, Todd? How you doing, brother? Great to see you. Glad you're here. Tommy to the motherfucking V. What's up, Tom? You know, we need Nick. You know what we needed to do is we need to do a reunion on Tommy's channel, 11 o'clock one Friday.
What do we need?
We need to do a reunion on Tommy's show, 11 o'clock one night.
I would do that. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Tommy, we got to set that up. Turbinetto, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Glad you're here. And my man, VDog55. A lot of people have joined since I switched over to participants. So I'm sure there are a lot of people in chat that I did not say hi to. I see Stu Rep. People are getting Herb Williams just got timed out. That had to have been by accident. Michelle Doldime, good to see you, man. Michelle, good to see you, hun. Vape Girl 83, great to see you, Vape Girl. Chevy Man, what's up, Chevy? Hitler's mustache looked like a dildo. It was is Chevy's contribution to the conversation. Bob Ellis, good to see you. Barry White would kick your ass, Nick. This is Bob Ellis.
I don't know about that. Maybe, but hey, Kim Dixon, go to Herb Williams and click on his name, and you could probably take that off. He's not saying anything wrong. He's just saying Red Fox was fucking funny as hell.
Was Dermot doing all that? That can't be Dermot doing that. I see Dermot dealing time people out. I don't even know Dermot.
Yeah, just me. This is why you need to earn your wrench. What the hell?
Yeah, Dermot's a good guy. It must have been in his pockets. All I can think. He wouldn't do that shit on purpose. So
Kim takes Herb Williams off of the thing, and he goes, "I would motorboat Betty White."
You know, Betty White back. No joke. Betty White back in the day was a pretty good looking gal.
Yeah, I do know that. There was a thing on the radio today that was saying they went through all these TV shows, and it said that, let me think of one of them. Basically, if if they were to make the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air today, Will Smith is the same age as Uncle Carl. Will Smith's the same age as Uncle Carl was when they started Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Isn't that crazy to think about? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Same age as ST Vapes.
Yeah.
That's insane. Held for review. Wow, there's all kinds of things going on in the chat. The chat is Nick, you come on the show, the chat goes fucking crazy, man.
Well, yeah, because the people in my chat know how to talk because I'm so fucking boring. So they know how to keep themselves entertained.
That's true. Well, no, you're not, dude. You're not boring. You're fascinating, I think. I love watching you.
Well, they need to, because sometimes I don't pay attention to them, I should say. So
well, if they watch us, they're used to not being paying attention to, because I don't pay attention to them either.
Yeah.
Hitler can grow a full beard. That's why it looks like a big mole under his nose. He couldn't grow a full beard. That bastard. I'll tell you. You know, I don't think there's a person in history that is not talked more about than Adolf Hitler. It's like you see, there's shows today, and through my childhood and all my adulthood, there's always been shows on him. Such like everybody's fascinated with how fucking crazy the guy was. And you know the thing about it is now that they're really starting to look back, it sounds like he was on methamphetamine the entire war. And as his addiction to methamphetamine got worse, he started making worse and worse and worse decisions. Because there's, you know, everybody's an armchair quarterback and critiques like a lot of the things he did in that war. And it's like now, you know, they're convinced that he made a lot of decisions like fucking stoned out of his mind. Yeah.
There's like he ruined that mustache. Nobody could ever wear that in the history of man. Nobody could ever wear that mustache again. He fucking
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. He totally ruined that mustache and the name Adolf.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't a good mustache to begin with, but if somebody was so inclined to wear one, they wouldn't.
Yeah, think about it. He ruined the name Adolf. What if his name was like Scott?
Oh man,
Scott Hitler. I ruined the name Scott for the rest of eternity. Nobody would be called Scott anymore. That's terrible. My name wouldn't be around. He ruined Adolf. When's the last time you met somebody named fucking Adolf? Adolf. Think about it. Have you ever met somebody and be like, your fucking name's Adolf? I'd be like, holy shit. Really? Big fan? Big fan of the old German dictator? Huh?
That's like the girl that's in Stranger Things. Her middle name and her last name is Bobby Brown. And it's like, why would you name your kid Bobby Brown?
Bobby Brown. It's her prerogative, I guess. So, 2 drink minimum, guys. Don't forget to tip your bartenders. I'm here all motherfucking week.
Take my wife, please.
Take my Oh shit, man. So you've been working out. So you were out in this goddamn heat the last 2 weeks. Is it just as brutal there as it is here? I know it was hot in New Jersey. I just drove through Philadelphia this weekend. Twice.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad. This week isn't as bad as the previous week. That heat wave was pretty freaking bad. I'm actually okay with it, but it was still bad for me. I like the heat, but it was bad even for me. I like don't wear sunscreen. I probably should. Everybody else is wearing it. I just don't. I don't do that. I probably don't do a lot of smart things I should be doing.
Do you drink a lot of water?
I drink a whole lot of water. Yes, a whole lot. Yeah,
that's the thing. The key to being out in that fucking heat is drink water. I'll tell you. I went swimming all day on Saturday, and swimming is not like I was like swimming laps. I'm talking about playing with a kid. I was playing with a fucking kid all day. But when I was done, dude, I was so thirsty, so dehydrated from that sun. Like literally, I couldn't get enough water. We went to a movie and I had a water like that big, like I don't know how much that is, a liter. I drank the whole fucking thing, man, during the movie and didn't go to the bathroom once. I think my body was just like completely drenched in water.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yep. That's what happens is like when you drink a lot of water in the wintertime, you go to the bathroom a lot. But when you drink it in the summertime and you're sweating a lot, you don't go to the bathroom.
Absolutely. Stu Rep asked, Black Cat Whiteface, have you ever thought of doing stand-up comedy? You know what, man? Being funny, stand-up comedy is very little about being funny and being very good about working a crowd. That's what stand-up comedy is a fucking, it's hard. It's not, you can't just be funny and be a stand-up comedian. I think a lot of people don't understand. You have to actually be able to.
It's very different to be a funny person and to be a stand-up comedian. Yeah. Very different thing.
Yeah. It's
not the same at all. Like you have to be able to write, get up in front of a crowd. You have to there's a whole bunch of different things that's different. Like Joe Rogan and other comedians talk about that all the time. Like the funniest people they ever met aren't comedians. They're just regular people that have a funny sense of humor. They just, just the way they are. It's just funny.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could be I think a lot of times in movies, you actually see people's humor. Like Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro is actually pretty fucking funny.
Oh, yeah.
And he does all these serious movies. He's a fantastic actor, one of the best in our generation. But when he does funny movies, he's actually funny. Shit he says is fucking funny.
if you imagine somebody just sitting there actually doing them parts, like being a really nice guy and acting really mean, that would be very funny. Like if he's a super nice guy, but he was acting very mean, you would be cracking the fuck up at it because he's funny in the moment. But in a movie, it just fits.
You know, so speaking of acting, I know this movie you're going to be into, and I can't wait for this movie. And I'm not I'm not a comic book movie fan. Like I don't dislike them, and I'll tell you, everyone I watch, I like. I watched the Avengers, and I watched the new one. I was like, man, this is really fucking good. But the new Joker movie, have you seen the previews for this?
For Walking Phoenix,
yeah,
and, Brian Callen's in it,
yeah, that looks really fucking good, dude. He's Joaquin Phoenix is hit or miss for me. I think in some movies he's really, really good, and in some movies, like I think in Gladiator, he wasn't that as good. Like Russell Crowe was really good in that. Joaquin Phoenix, well, I didn't think was that good. But some movies he really is good. So I'm excited to see the Joker. I think it's gonna be fucking sweet.
Yeah, that looks good. It does look good. Yeah, I was wondering if you watched the Avengers, because the Avengers are a really good movie. Sometimes they because you were talking about it the other day about Thor and Asgard and stuff, and I was wondering if you ever seen them, because I think like most people like them movies. They are very good movies.
Dude, I absolutely I loved it. I thought it was phenomenal. I mean, I didn't know any of the characters. I'll admit it. I know Iron Man and I know Spider-Man and I knew Thor and Captain America, like the big ones, just from remember from kids. But a lot of them, I have no clue who they are, and they do a really good job of like making you actually, I don't know, like the characters. So you like care. Like that's the big thing about it is you don't want anyone to get hurt because you like the characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this sounds dumb, but I found myself like rooting for them to win, not to get hurt and things like that, which typically that's what turns me off on those movies. I just don't really care. But yeah, they do a good job. They did a really good job with that movie.
I remember when I was a kid, we used to collect comics, me and my friends. We used to watch it when we were younger, or we used to collect comics and read them. And Thor was always the one we would make fun of. Like we always thought he was real corny and stuff. And now he's like my favorite. I fucking love him.
Yeah, and Thor's bad. Thor's really, honestly, Thor's probably the baddest one out of all of them. With that fucking hammer, he's probably the baddest one. Like, if it boiled down to it, he could smash Iron Man with that fucking hammer.
Yeah, but then you have Doctor Strange. He's kind of powerful.
Doctor Strange can, like, manipulate time, right?
Yeah. That's a pretty...
I'm not a big, he has a cape. I'm not a big fan of superheroes with capes. Capes are pretty dumb. Batman has a cape. Robin wears a cape. Superman has a cape. Wonder Woman. Why do they wear capes, Nick? Are they magicians?
No, I don't know why, because they could fly without the cape. They should probably get rid of the cape thing.
I was always curious about why they wear capes.
I guess it's mysterious.
You know, it's like they were in wardrobe one day and they're like, you know, this outfit, look, Superman, this outfit's just not making it. You need something else to add to this outfit. And they're like, try this hat on. The hat doesn't work, messes up the hair. Should we give you like maybe, I don't know, like a mask? The mask is played out. Everybody's got masks, Spider-Man, all them guys. How about a fucking cape? Yeah, that sounds good. All right, we'll go down to Harry Houdini Vault and grab some capes. Bring them back up here. Put them in the movie.
Ooh, see if they got a red one. But hey,
do they just have a cape laying around? Like, it's probably pretty hard to find a cape. When they first thought of it, they were probably like, holy shit, where the fuck are the capes? Like, they had to like go back in the back of MGM. Like, dig through a box. They're like, where the fuck are the capes at?
And Superman had to wear a suit over his thing, so the cape was probably all bunched up in the back.
Yeah.
Walking around with a cape bunched up in the back.
Bunched up underwear in the back. Your pants? Nah, it's just my cape, dude. Yeah, he fucking that fucking guy. He going to fucking everybody knows you can see right in telephone biz. His fucking junk. Like if it was today, his junk would be all over Twitter.
Yeah,
it's like Superman's dick. He fucking tweeted everywhere. It would be. Jean Grey is the strongest. Protest Herb. Herb Williams says Jean Grey. She's the one can do things with her mind. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty strong.
X-Men is a different thing. X-Men's like, yeah, that's a whole different ball game. I guess
she's an X-Man.
Yeah, yeah. But she was also like she was good for a while, and then she turns bad. She's the Phoenix, Dark Phoenix.
Oh, it looks like Addy Tony just saved the day, Nick.
What did he do?
A link. It says, "Why do most superheroes wear capes?" These days, fewer comic book characters wear capes. Most like popular heroes like Superman, Batman, Thor, Vision, Magneto. Some of them wear capes because they're practical. They're a practical thing to wear, apparently. Batman and Moon King. They can glide across cities, shield them from harm. A cape, because typically something made of cloth.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff.
Where you shield them with that. I would like to know what kind of material these capes use.
I don't know. I got some capes here. It looks like Alexander the Great wore cape. He's pretty macho.
He was a superhero.
He's pretty macho. Is that YouTube? Yeah. So for some reason, people are typing in chat like any cuss words, and it's like popping up for review. I don't have that turned on. I've never had that turned on. So I don't know if maybe like YouTube rules changed, but like it's like basically anybody who cusses, it's like holding it for review, and then somebody has to approve it. That's weird.
It's yeah, that YouTube. Jesus.
YouTube sucks. No, it doesn't. I like YouTube. I'm a big fan. YouTube doesn't bother me. All right, Nick, you got anything? Let's talk a little vape stuff. You got anything new coming in? Anything you're gonna be looking at, reviewing, trying out?
Actually, I have this one thing. Where did I put that at? I have the I have this thing. Whatever this is. The Wanderlust Light. It was all right.
Is that a pod system?
Yeah, it's all right, dude. I think I'm done with the sponsors and stuff. I'm just gonna tell them don't send me anything anymore. They're really pissing me off, Scott.
Why am I pissing you off?
No, they are. They're pissing.
Oh. Why?
Because it's all stupid. I just think I'm getting sick of it.
I typically don't. I don't reply to somebody unless I really want. I don't get a whole lot of sponsors that hit me up. I mean, my channel's half as big as yours, so I mean, obviously, I'm not going to get that many. But, like typically, like any pod system or whatever, I just tell them not to send it. I just tell them not to send it because I'm not going to review it. RDAs are typically what I like to review, but then I do Asmodus. I have a good relationship with the guy from Asmodus, and I'll do his stuff. And he's been so good to me, sending me stuff. So. But that's really it. Like I don't.
Yeah, that's a good.
I get what you're saying. I guess is what I'm trying to relate to what you're saying with.
Yeah, like this is from Adkin, and Adkin they've sent me a lot of stuff, and Adkin's awesome. I always like their stuff and everything, but I'm seeing a pattern. It's just like now these disposable tanks are coming out. I don't understand them at all. And now I'm thinking all these companies are going to be like, hey, we're going to send you a disposable tank. We're going to send you a disposable. Yeah. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to. It's not exciting to me. It's just not. I don't want to have to. I don't want to feel like I have to do something that I don't want to do.
Right. Feeling like you. I get that feeling too sometimes, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
I think the freedom of having your own YouTube channel, creating a YouTube channel, getting a crowd to join in with you and things like that, like kind of gives you a little bit of freedom to do what you want. But at the same time, I think that, in order to keep it going, you got to kind of do the things that you don't want to do a lot of times as far as reviewing and things like that. And also to keep it interesting. I think that people like to see reviews of things, but at the same time, they like to see a review that our crowd is a little different than the general vaping crowd.
Mm-hmm.
We are dealing with people who are educated, all over 21, educated vapors.
Yeah.
Whereas who can, like, you're doing a review and I'll be doing a review and they'll be telling me things about the device while I'm doing it that I don't even know. So, it gives us the freedom that we can review things that we want to review instead of just reviewing things one after another in a queue, which is nice.
Yeah.
So I get it.
I'm at the point like you, like I was going to ask you about that Ruby because I'm looking into getting a Kennedy mod soon.
Yeah.
ask you how you like that Ruby, or just watch your review or whatever.
I don't have one.
Oh,
I bought them for people in the Patreon. I can get you one if you want it.
You have the which one? You have a Kennedy though.
Yeah, I have a Vindicator.
Yeah, how do you like that?
Vindicator with the I have a stainless steel Kennedy 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Ruby is actually all one piece. It's milled in. The RDA is 26 millimeter Kennedy. Same build design. It's gorgeous, man. It's fucking gorgeous. Has a constant contact with it already. Price point on it is high. I mean, the price point is $100 more than a Vindicator, but you are getting a custom RDA built with it. It's hybrid, and you're getting the constant contact switch. So, after it's all said and done, I think that's a pretty fair price.
Yeah.
For with the RDA. So yeah, I'll probably end up getting one because I really, really do like Kennedy, but I've got like a couple for like until October. I've got some bills with Maddie, some doctor bills with Maddie that are like they're kind of heavy, so I've got to pay those off, and I don't want to get in debt and get behind. So I'm just going to kind of chill on buying anything until I did buy an IPV, the IPV Mini. I did buy one of those. That little auto squonk thing. Have you seen that?
I haven't. No.
I'll show you one. Oh, I got them right here.
But yeah, it's like I'm at the point where I have so much stuff. I know what I like, and I'd rather just buy stuff and show people. And then being connected to companies it's rough because you can't it's not that I can't say what I want about the product. But yeah, I just want to be able to say whatever the fuck I want all the time.
I think that, I think you pretty much do. I mean, I think you pretty much say what you want, don't you?
Sometimes.
Nah, I try to be, I pretty much have a rule, and I think a lot of people don't like this, but I pretty much have a rule. If I don't like something, I'm not going to review it. I just won't review it.
That's
like, unless I think there's a danger with it, then I'll review it and tell people. But if it's something I don't like, I just don't care for it. I'll just move on to the next thing. I'm not going to sit here and blast something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not so much product things that I don't say, but there's how I talk on here is different than how I talk with my friends at work. It just, but some things that you say, I wouldn't care to say it, but like when there's a bunch of companies that, you're connected to, you think twice about some of the things you say.
Right. Because you feel like you're representative of them as well. Yeah, I think that can be a problem. Absolutely. Because it becomes like a little bit of a kind of a political type thing where you got to be careful. No, that makes sense. I think you have to be careful, I get it. And it is our environment now, not so much our audience, but the environment now is very politically correct. So you have to be careful, what you say about things. And so I can understand that. That can be kind of a pain in the ass sometimes, but yeah. So I get it. I get what you're saying. So something I mentioned to you before we started the show, and Patrick King mentioned it in the chat here, and I wanted to get what you thought about it because it's a pretty big deal to me. RJ Reynolds, the rumor is RJ Reynolds just purchased 45% of Vape Wild. So I'm not sure how big Vape Wild's footprint is in the industry. I'm really not. I've heard their name quite a few times. I've never purchased anything from them, though, that I can recall. Actually, I'm going to look them up. I don't know how big they are. Are they pretty big?
I know I've heard of them, but I don't know how big they actually are or what they sell. 45% is a weird number, though. That's like it's a lot, but it's not.
It's influence, but not control.
Yeah.
Maybe like the owner has like 44%. They took 45 just to get the top. Who knows? Maybe maybe that's what they needed to take it. Yeah, it looks like they have a wholesale business, customer service. It's like a Vapor DNA type place. Sells. That's a very odd thing for them to buy, considering that this stuff may all get taken away here, when the PMTA comes out. Like, all this stuff might not even be around. I don't know. That's kind of odd to me.
Maybe they know something good that we don't know.
Maybe they do.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. What do you think, though, about tobacco companies actually getting in and buying into our industry with the history that tobacco companies have?
I would never, if I had a company, I would never let them buy into it. That's just a moral thing for me. That's, I don't know.
I think it's a, okay, let's just talk about political cash. Like, when what am I saying? Political, your political standing. Like, how much political cash do you have? How much can you say and get things done by your reputation? And I think that if you are looking at it, that RJ Reynolds and all those tobacco companies have the least amount of political cash you could possibly have. Like, nothing they say is any politician going to stand behind after the damage they've done to the health of the nation. Like, nobody in their right mind is going to get behind Philip Morris. You know what I'm saying? Nobody in their right mind is publicly going to get behind. So it's not something that's good for us. That's for sure. In that respect.
Yeah, it seems like a conflict of interest a little bit. It's just like yeah. I was thinking about this earlier. The same attitude. Like, I'm thinking of like when I was smoking and people were telling me it was bad. It was bad to smoke. And I'm like, I don't care. I'll smoke the rest of my life. I like it. That's what I'm going to do. And now it seems like smokers who are like that are telling me vaping's bad or it's worse than smoking. And it's really funny to think about that same person is saying, I don't care. I'll do what I want. It makes me feel good. But then they're turning around and saying to somebody else, it's worse than cigarettes.
Yeah.
Shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It's so funny to think about that.
How full of shit everybody is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are so closed-minded and they're just so ignorant. It's just.
Yeah, I don't. So it says here, Addy brings up a good point. He says it brings up more. They give them more money to pass PTMAs, but I don't know what Vape Wild actually creates. Vape Wild is just distribution and wholesale. They're just a middleman. So I don't know. I mean, I guess they're buying the relationships with the companies. I mean, that's why you would buy that. Now you got relationships with all the companies. If the companies still honor the relationship, I don't know if it's contractual. Maybe they have contracts with them. They have to honor it. I don't know. That just seems like a weird thing.
It might have just been a thing like it was so cheap compared to RJ Reynolds that they were like, why not? Let's try it.
We're just going to start buying everything. Let's just buy everything we possibly fucking can. I mean, it could be. I don't know. It makes me nervous. It's inevitable. It's inevitable that any industry that is a grassroots industry that starts to take off is going to get bought up by people. That's just the way it is. And unfortunately, it looks like the main sharks that are coming in the water now is going to be the tobacco industry. So, yeah. They make e-juice. Okay, Vape Wild they have a few e-juice lines. They have a massive liquid line. Okay, well, that makes sense. So they have a massive liquid line. It's a good name, Vape Wild. Maybe, it's a catchy name. Maybe that was why they did that. Who knows? Not something I don't know, but I'm sure obviously they have people who know a lot more about the deal than I do, who spent the money. So they obviously know what they're doing.
Man, it must be the liquid line. Yeah, it's probably the liquid line that they're after.
Exactly. Yeah. So Big Red Vapor Channel, what's up, man? How you doing? Said exactly. No one will get behind big tobacco, and a lot of people have this idea, and it's that anybody who is pro vaping is two things. One, we're pro teen vaping, and the other pro is that we're pro big tobacco. And it couldn't be farther from the truth. It couldn't be like a polar opposite of those two. There is no vape. Like, dude, if I walk into a store and I see somebody selling underage cigarettes 5 years ago, I'd probably just roll my eyes and keep rolling. I see that today, I get fucking pissed off. I'm like, you understand what you're doing? Like, do you understand that we're like in a war right now with this whole thing going on? And you're fucking selling you didn't even check the ID of that guy, and he does not look 21 or whatever. So it's sad that we have that stigma And with that stigma, people discredit your opinion. You know?
Yeah.
So people think you're just a fucking idiot, and they're not going to listen to anything you say, and that sucks.
I think the social media is a big downfall of vaping too. It would seem like it helps vaping a lot, and it probably does, but I think it's also like a double-edged sword. Like it also hurts us. Because
What's that?
I think that social media, as much as it helps vaping, it also hurts it a whole bunch,
man.
Because it looks like we're advertising. That's what and we are. I mean, most people are advertising a whole bunch of different vape companies. And cigarettes aren't allowed to advertise. I know they ain't in PA. You're not allowed to advertise smoking at all. But then you go on social media and you don't see people you see people smoking cigarettes, but not like blowing O's with them and holding up the pack of cigarettes or being sponsored by Newport. And it's good for vaping because it spreads the word around, but it also looks like we're trying to advertise it.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of like that's why it's really hard for me with the advocacy thing, man, because the thing is I kind of see I see problems. There's a lot of fucking problems. There is, and they should be taken care of. So it's always hard for me to talk about it because as much as it's all about greed and money, there's also a lot of things that are wrong. There's a lot of things that are wrong.
Yeah.
Why should we be able to do that? Why should we be able to advertise vape products online when cigarettes aren't allowed to? Like, honestly, I don't think we should. But I mean, we do. That's the world, but it's not 100% healthy, and I don't want my kid doing it. So why should we be allowed to do it? So like when advocacy talks happen, it's really hard for me. It is because it's not that I want cigarette companies to take us under or anything like that, but I do see that sometimes people get it's like vaping could do no wrong. There's vaping could do no wrong. It's kind of like when
I understand that point.
Yeah.
Blindsided. I think both sides do.
Yeah. It's like, and it's good to have people like that because there's people on the other side like that.
Yeah, so absolutely. The majority.
Yeah. And it's a shame because I think a lot of people think like that, but we can't meet in the middle. There is no meet in the middle. They want to take us all the way out, and we want to be all the way free to do what we want to do. And nobody wants to meet in the middle.
I think it's, I do think it is as a vapor, as somebody who's on YouTube, I do think it is my responsibility to try to spread the correct information about vaping. Should I be advertising products and things like that? You know what, man? I have to concede that maybe not. You know what I mean? Maybe that is over the line in a moral sense. But at the same time, I feel like this way, and I say this about all vapors, is like, it's your responsibility that if somebody says something that's, an incorrect statement about vaping, it's your responsibility to kind of sit down and give them 2 minutes of your time and explain to them why that's wrong. Especially if they're a smoker or somebody in their family is a smoker, maybe they can learn something from you. So I do think that, but I do like your point about people being like the blinders on where we do nothing wrong. And then, now they got their blinders on where they do nothing wrong. And it's like, that's not going to solve anything. I mean, there's got to be that sensible middle where we say, yeah, we need to do something about teen vaping. I can see that. Why do I keep getting these goddamn reminders, one after a fucking another? So annoying. Sorry. But we do need to have this middle ground where we say, okay, we need to stop teen vaping 100%. And do I think it's a over glorified epidemic? Absolutely. But at the same time, I don't want any kids vaping. Like literally, nobody should be vaping unless they're a smoker, in my opinion. Should be something you just pick up and start doing. That's the downfall, really, of the industry. Is not so much teens, but just general people picking it up and starting to do it that aren't using it to get off of cigarettes. That's really the downfall.
Yeah.
So, and there is greed. And there's greed in this industry. There's greed in the antis. There's greed, man. And people want, whether it be Juul or it be somebody else, there's greed. And that is ultimately what they're going to shine a light on when they're showing our industry.
Yeah.
And, it's sad, man.
Yeah. Like the faceless vapor said, they want to fuck all of us and grab our money. I actually don't think they want that, because I think that most of us would just let them tax it. I would let them just tax it to leave us alone. Just go ahead, put the 10% tax on it, whatever, and then leave us.
Put the tourniquet on, man. Let's just stop the fucking bleeding already.
Yeah.
For God's sake, stop the relentless beating we're taking.
But they don't want that. They want to get rid of it. They just want no flavors. They would rather just go away permanently, get everybody back on cigarettes, and that's the real moneymaker.
And I think there's some truth in that. And that to me is the most psychotic thought you could really have. They made it very clear. So let me explain kind of how I see this. Is Gottlieb made it very, very fucking clear that we are sacrificing cigarette smokers, current smokers, for, and quite frankly, okay, I get it. I can understand that. That's not something that's like above something that I think. You made a decision to sacrifice one group for the other. Okay, I'm with you on that. The problem is, my problem with Gottlieb is he leaves the FDA and becomes a board member of fucking Pfizer, who makes Chantix. So is there not that to me, if somebody should not be under criminal investigation for doing that? He started this whole vaping epidemic war on vaping. And then for him to go to a company that has a huge interest in a product that is losing money, like that, if that's not a criminal investigation, like what the fuck? And you see, and the frustrating thing for like somebody who's against that is you see that happen over and over and over again with absolutely no consequence to anybody. And you start getting to a point where you become just absolutely, you've had it. And I think that's where you see people on like a lot of social media going off on other people. Like they just had it. They've had it. Nobody's listening to us. They think we're all a bunch of fucking idiots. They think we're all in with big tobacco, or we're all in with teen vaping, and people have had it. They've had it, man. And they've gotten to the point where they're just like, you know what? I don't give a fuck anymore. And I think a lot of people also see there's water in the boat and the boat's going down. And you know what? They're like, fuck it, man. Water's in the boat. I'm just going to start firing fucking shots at everybody. That is the vibe I get on Twitter. And Twitter is like the battleground. I keep telling you guys this. Twitter is the battleground of this whole fucking thing. And that's the vibe I get on Twitter. People that have PhDs, doctors in front of their names are just done. They're fucking done trying to tell people the facts because nobody's listening.
Yeah.
And it's becoming like a sarcasm fest against each other.
I wonder what gets like, so when somebody's like looking into vaping, I wonder what the first thing is they search on Google. I wonder what the thing is that comes up.
I'll do it right now. That's a great question.
If there was like a way for us to figure out how do we get that top Google spot, how do we get that top fucking spot to say vaping is safer than smoking? Because it's got to be that. It's got to be like people are looking it up, and it's
so. If you type in vaping into a Google search, the drop down words, which are the words that are most searched, are vaping meaning, vaping lung damage, vaping definition, vaping facts, vaping mermaid, vaping CBD, vaping machine, vaping storm, vaping devices. The returns are some Juul vape use found to contain ingredients that might inflame airways. That was the NPR put out a study saying there's these things in there that irritate lungs after long-term use. Next one is vaping may have landed 8 teens in hospital for serious lung damage. They were vaping street-level spice. The next one is 8 Wisconsin teens hospitalized with serious lung damage after vaping. After that, you get what does vaping do to your lungs? What does vaping do to your body? Vaping is not safe. Vaping and juuling. Teen vaping. Now, about 3/4 of the way down, you get electronic cigarettes, CDC, recreational vaping, center of addiction. What is vaping, center of addiction? What parents need to know about vaping. What you should know, just think twice. Knowing the risk in young people of e-cigarettes. That's the first page. Not one single pro vaping thing on there. Not one.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder how you get up. I guess it's kind of a political thing. How you get up on the top.
You pay. You pay.
Yeah.
You pay to get your stuff brought up top. That's how Google works. That's how Google makes its money.
So when you look up vaping, where's N.Devine83 on that one?
You're not on here. You're not on here. All right. So I'm going to the third page, and I have not seen one positive things. 7 things e-cigarettes do not want you to know. I'm still getting a lot of the 8 Wisconsin. Okay. Here we go. I think I found something that may be positive. Hold on. Oh, no, it's not. It's saying there's formaldehyde in vaping. Sorry. That is definitely not. No, I'm going to the 4th page. Wow. 4th page. Oh my God. It's all the Wisconsin teens. Literally, I've seen like 15 articles on it. 6th page. Colorado's a hotbed of teen vaping. Panel examines youth vaping epidemic. Get outraged. Dangers of vaping. Element Vape. Okay. On the 5th page, the very last thing on the 5th page, Element Vape, online vape shop. So that's the first anti-article on there on the 5th page. So but not one benefits of vaping.
Yeah, LabWork says it has to do with the algorithm. So how do we fuck up that algorithm? How do we like completely fuck that thing?
Google?
Yeah. The Google algorithm.
I mean, there's so many things to it. It used to be back in the day, it would trend like Twitter. Like you could just type in a word and the word would start trending and then it would start bringing those up first. But now it's like the algorithm is so complex and it's going to put, first it's going to put up everybody who's got money, up front. I mean, yeah, I encourage everybody to do it. It's terrifying. I'm on the 6th page. There's nothing positive on the 6th page. I mean, I hate to keep going because I'm going to 7th page. Why everybody should be concerned about vaping. Secondhand smoke and vaping. Parents against vaping. Heart attack list linked to vaping. Scary truth about vaping. Rising vaping in teens. The real cost of vaping. I mean, I'm on page 9 now. Nothing. Vaping prevention. Here's an Enjoy. Enjoy just came up on the 9th page. Here we go. First positive thing about vaping. Vaping Daily, the voice of vaping, the #1 vaping community. That's the first thing that's on the 9th page. 9th page.
It's great.
9 pages in to find anything positive. We are getting our ass handed to us.
Yeah,
badly.
It's crazy that there's so many people that are pro vaping and that's how far down it is and that's how people get their information these days. That's just how they get it. I mean, geez, what happens if you just fucking go on Instagram and hashtag vaping? I'm sure it comes up good then. But.
So Terrell Holman says, I'm gonna have to have you clarify this, Terrell. As a newcomer to the vaping part of YouTube, I can say it feels like being in a continuous home party where I am nothing but a potential customer. Oh, I see. Where they're just trying to sell you stuff. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, there's a lot of it. I mean, it is a consumer. I mean, I'll tell you, it's very, very easy to get in that where you want to consume things. I think Nick's channel is the one channel you don't have to worry about that on. Nick builds coils. It's a craft. It's not,
That's a good point. Like every channel is a review that's trying to sell you something. Nobody's just sitting there going like, I enjoy vaping. And this is like it's just a better thing. And I mean, there's a couple like, I would say like shows like what Tenacious does with
Vape Stew.
Yeah, like that's a good one. They're just out Fresh 03 and stuff like that. There is some channels that aren't just all reviews and just trying to sell you something, but it's a good point. I mean, the big channels are just trying to sell you something. Yeah.
Well, I think that I wouldn't go that far because I think that a lot of them, Kate, you know, it's watched. Look at the numbers. I mean, people want to see these devices.
Yeah,
you know, this is a hobby. A lot of us in this industry are hobbyists, and we like the new devices. You know, I want to see Heavy Metal's new mech review or Stan's new mech review. I want to see it because I want to see this device, and I probably am going to buy it. You know, so I think that, you know, there's a fine line between, you know, where they're doing a service for the you know, the hobbyist. So I don't know. I can't hate on anybody. It's a business, you know, so you have to.
It is, but it's a good point because how many times are you hearing now, like, I don't want to do this anymore because they're all pod devices, but that's for beginners. That's what's going to get us more vapors and going to get us, you know, up there. So, but they don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to do tanks anymore. I don't want to do, I just said it earlier. I don't want to fucking do this shit. And that's just how it is. I want to review the cool shit. I want to review the mech mods that aren't safe for beginners. I want to review, you know, I want to review, you know, all these RDAs that no beginner is going to be able to use. I want to, you know, I don't want to do the pod devices and the tanks that are easy to dispose of the tanks and whatever. It's weird.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
It's a choice that you made, and you've grown an audience of basically of, you know, people that of educated vapors.
Yeah,
really have, and I feel like my audience is the same way. Educated vapors who understand the science, understand the health benefits, understand they're looking at different price, the hobbyist version, and the people who like, you know, to build coils and things like that. You know, the craftsmen of the group or craftswomen of our community. But you know what, Nick? Neither of us will ever have 150,000 or 200,000 subs because that's not how you get people attracted to your channels. And I look at like your content and my content, and I literally will put us up against anybody content wise, but it doesn't bring in the subscribers and the views like a lot of the other stuff does. And, you know, you don't make videos not to get views. So I can understand people wanting to get more views and wanting to have like that type of channel. Can't blame them for that. You know what I mean? And especially if they're good at it. I mean, let's be honest. You know, like a lot of the channel, like Rip Trippers, you know, the #1 guy in the fucking game. But Rip Trippers helped me quit smoking.
Yeah.
He really did. Mark Fagan helped me quit smoking. Mike Vapes helped me quit smoking. You know, and they're the big ones. And I told him that, you know, those are the guys that I watched that when I was trying to quit. I mean, so they are a vital part of really the community in that, even though you can concede that they are advertising for certain products, but they are a vital part for getting people to quit smoking.
Yeah.
They are. And they got me, at least they got me to quit smoking. I know that for a fucking fact. And you said that you watch Rip Trippers too?
Yeah. I mean, he's so fucking cool looking. How can you not vape, right? After
fucking awesome.
Yeah, with the glasses now and the big teeth. What's up with them teeth?
He's got some chompers.
He had
Veronica wants to check them teeth out. What do you think?
They have to be veneers or something because those are big.
Matt Gunther says, I want to do a hands-on review on Scott's bod. Bring it on, man. I got a lot. That'd be a long review. That would be an hour-long review. There's a lot of bod here. A lot of money. Indoor smokers, man. I used to love indoor smokers. What, vapesters? I used to watch every one of his videos, man. And the stuff that he would come out, oh man, I had to get the new smoke tank. I had to get the new smoke device. Oh my God. You know, so and by doing that, and that's what I had to do in the beginning when I first quit smoking, is I had to immerse myself in this community and immerse myself in this because I really wanted to quit smoking and I needed something to take my mind off of it. You know? So yeah, Gunther. I mean, you know, it is, but you know, I'll tell you, it's It is one of the best decisions I ever made to do a YouTube channel. I have as much fun with it as I've had anything. So yeah, it's been freaking awesome for me. That is for sure. Well, dude, we are after 6 o'clock. That was a good conversation. That's probably the most like political conversation we ever had.
That's in my life, probably.
Me too. You know, I read this damn Twitter. I might have to get off of Twitter. I don't know, because I'm saying some things on there. I'm being mean to people, and I don't like being like that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like Twitter. I've never went on. I don't have any desire to ever go on. It just doesn't. Yeah, I have no. I never liked social media until Instagram because of the art aspect of it. That's the reason why I ever went on social media, was to do that. Facebook a little bit, just kind of more of like a dating thing. But then it was all Instagram just because of the Coils. And then when I seen like all the stuff on there, like I follow so many different art things that so I'm more into the pictures than the actual comments that people put up.
I like Instagram, but Instagram, you know, I've really dropped off of it since I got on YouTube. Like my Instagram hasn't grown at all. It's been the same number for like 6 months now.
Yeah,
I just don't post. Yeah. All right. Well, hey guys, thanks everybody for joining us today. Nick, thanks as always, man. You're awesome. Appreciate it. Nick, what time you live tonight?
I'm actually going to do 7:30 instead of 7, just so I have enough time to take a shower, eat, and everything. So 7:30 tonight on my channel. I'm going to put up the, the video thumbnail in a second. So
awesome, man. Well, tonight on the YouTubes, you've got Nick on at 7:30. You got ST, I believe, is on at 8 o'clock. Fresh is on at 9. Who else is on tonight on Tuesday? Anybody else? Throw it in chat. Let everybody know. I will see you in those chats and look forward to it. Tomorrow, I am going to be reviewing the Ars God 25 Mini by Vapor Clouds. Be reviewing this RDA. I'm liking it, man. I changed the coils in it. Somebody told me to get longer coils, longer post length. And man, I changed them out, and I am having it's fucking vaping fantastic. So tune in for that review tomorrow. I'll show you the ins and outs of it, and we'll go over it and tell you where you can get it, maybe, if you're lucky. All right, guys, thanks everybody for joining. I appreciate all of you. We'll see you tomorrow. Vape at 5 o'clock Eastern.